This is Soumen Sircar, who is the head of regional payments at Singapore e-business. And so, Soumen, my first question is, recently Singapore has been given some fintech companies banking licenses. And so how do you see fintechs changing the financial services in India?
Okay, yeah, thanks for having me here, Johan. I'm good to be speaking to you. What the fintechs are currently doing is, I think there is a very strong case in India for the fintechs to reach out to the underbanked and the unbanked population. And India, obviously, is a big country, and with a rising demographic profile of young people like yourself who are coming into the market, as well as people who are staying far away from big cities but need access to financial services. And that is where the fintechs come in, and by using digital technology or digital means to reach out to these set of people, they can actually service them and help the unbanked be banked, right? And provide them good financial services. It could be to the extent of a slit of providing them small ticket loans. It could be helping them in financing the trade and supply chain requirement, or simply to help them remit or pay money to either for their purchases or for just remittance purposes, as well as help them invest the money safely and wisely. I think these are all the things that the financial services segment can do. So the digital banking licensing in Singapore and or the neobanks in India are kind of living the same ecosystem, and I think that's pretty critical for each economies to nurture and help them grow.
That's great. And so my next question for you is, what are the skills that you look for when you recruit a person?
So I've had a lot of people, Johan, and I think I look at two broad set of skills: the soft skills and the, I would say, technical skills. In terms of soft skills, I like to see, and I like to test the attitude of the person I'm hiring. Is the person engaged, able, willing to try different things, and willing to think out of the box? And obviously, needs to have an extremely positive bent of mind. I would like to see how he engages with people, or he or she engages with people, and how can work together collectively in a team. In terms of the technical competencies, I would really like to analyze. I would definitely look at candidates who have a core understanding of technology and what it does. It is important because I think a lot of processes, a lot of whatever a candidate runs today will be on the back of some technology-based services, whether he likes it or not, right? Even if he's just going to do a loan, today loans are not going to be disbursed by a person walking up to a customer and handing them a bag full of money. It's going to be a digital process, right? The wallet or the mobile of a person is indeed his or her bank, right? Bank or home, right? It'll have a wallet, it will have data, it will have technology supporting the person to do what he wants to do. So somebody who needs to understand all these things in a company, in the ecosystem. I also do feel there is a lot of emphasis which is going to be on data. And data to the extent of how to architecture the data, hold data, store data, use data, analyze data, and thereafter take intelligent decisions based on data. Talking of intelligence, I am very keen. I know artificial intelligence is a kind of oversold word, but there is a very core use of AI in data analytics and being able to do predictable data forms, right, for companies to use that data forms and to their advantage. And I speak to a host of people as well as companies who are putting very interesting uses of data out there, right? So again, these are my two core pieces of information. Of course, then there is a functional aspect of the job itself, which I would like to have the person to have some talent on, but without the first two, the third piece really doesn't help. So yeah, that's what I would look for in a person.
I think that's great. I think that's a really in-depth answer on what you look for in a person. And so my last question is, what are the trends that you see in financial services over the next decade?
Sure. I would say the last decade, Johan, going a bit into the future was largely focused on digitizing the retail chain. I mean, you can talk about remittances, you can talk about a lot of companies moving funds from individuals sitting in the US, sending money home back to India, China, Philippines, wherever. And I would say the next decade is going to be pretty much disintermediating or finding different ways of helping the businesses to pay to each other. I think a lot of countries are taking initiatives by creating local, as we call it, switches or local payment gateways, helping companies pay into each other cheaply, fast, and efficiently. I think that is going to go pretty much cross-border, and a lot of companies are going to be investing or are investing today into building the B2B payment landscape. I do secondly think that there is going to be an incredible dependency on wallets, and e-wallets are something which is going to rule how money is held, collected, and paid or invested. So I am expecting significant amount of regulatory oversight coming in as well into helping understanding how wallets are made. And again, once you have a wallet, it doesn't matter you're holding Indian rupees or US dollars or even cryptocurrencies, right? So wallets can be designed to hold any kind of electronic money. So therefore, that obviously gives rise to the view that money is going to be electronified and is going rapidly in that direction. Cash is no longer king. Plastic will pretty much be out by the end of next decade. It's going to be replaced by virtual everything, virtual money, virtual card, virtual account, wallets, electronic wallets, etc. And the last piece I think is going to really shake up the industry is the emergence of digital banks. As you said, the governments are really pushing the new digital bank licenses as an agenda item, because again, the brick and mortar structure for banking is really unwieldy. Imagine setting up a branch in a location takes about 6 months, right? From hiring the places, hiring a place and paying rental and setting up a brick and mortar infrastructure, hiring people, putting them on the job. It's expensive, it's time consuming, it really doesn't serve any value. It's all going to be digital, virtual, and how digital media responds to that. For example, we use at SGeBIZ a lot of our marketing campaign is actually run digitally. So we have no print, virtually no paper in office. It's all either on social media, through search engine optimization, search engine management, EDMs, blogs, webinars. So that's how we do a customer outreach, right? So we don't really need to be in different places at different times. Yes, relationships do matter, and to some extent, but in terms of priority, I think clearly I see B2B payments business emerging strong on digital and fintech lines. I see emergence of e-wallets. I see emergence of super apps. I see emergence of digital banks. My recipe for the next decade.
That's great, and I really look forward to this electronified future. And so thank you so much, Soumen, and thank you so much for your time. Good luck on your work.
My pleasure, Johan. Good luck on your project. I really appreciate speaking to you. Good to see you too in person.